Hi, and welcome to this information session on the bowline knot. During this presentation, you'll observe how to tie a bowline knot using two methods and learn some important features regarding their application. You will also learn some of the knot's advantages and disadvantages. Although the information to be given in this session is not intended to replace formal training, all of the elements you're about to see are in accordance with BR 67, Chapter 3, and therefore can be used as a helpful knowledge resource. The bowline knot is one of the most functional and versatile knots used in a maritime context. Primarily, the knot is used for making a temporary eye in ropes of all sizes. However, the bowline's application will be covered in more detail later in this presentation. Because of the knot's functionality, it is important that every member of a ship's company be able to tie a bowline. Before you can achieve this, we will need to explain several basic seamanship terms used in rope when tying a bowline. There are four terms used. The bight. This is a middle part of a length of rope. The term also refers to a loop of rope, and to make a bight is to form a loop. The end. The end is a short length at the end of the rope. The end of the rope is also the length of rope left over after making an eye, bend or hitch. The standing part. This is the part of a bight of a rope which is nearest the eye, bend or hitch, in contrast to the end. The bare end or fag is the extreme end of a length of rope. Now we know some of the basic terms used. Let's tie a bowline using two methods step by step. In the first method, take the end of the rope in the right hand and standing part in the left. Place the end over the standing part and hold the cross formed between the index finger and thumb of the right hand, with the thumb underneath. The loop formed becomes the bight of the bowline. Then turn the wrist to the right, away from the body, and bring the end up through the formed loop. This loop is sometimes called the gooseneck. Now hold the cross of the gooseneck in the left hand, leaving the right hand free to manipulate the end and complete the bowline by dipping the end under the standing part, bringing it up again and passing it down through the gooseneck. To finish the knot, pull the standing part and the end away from each other to tighten the knot. The second method of tying a bowline is particularly useful if you need to attach an eye to a spar, ring or post when you're facing it. In this example, place the line over the spar and hold the end of the rope in your left hand and the standing part in your right hand using an overhand fist grip. With the right hand, roll away to create a loop. Then reach through the loop and grab the standing part of the rope and pull it through to create a second loop. At this stage, keep the knot loose. Take the end of the rope and pass it through the second loop and marry it against itself. Then take the standing part and pull it towards yourself and watch the knot invert to create the bowline. Now you have seen how the bowline is tied, let's look at how we can untie the bowline. To untie the bowline, you simply bend the knot over the standing part and pull the end through until the knot completely unties. We can now move on and explain how the bowline is used in different situations. Most commonly, it can be used to bend a heaving line to a ship's berthing hawser during berthing operations. The bowline can also be used in emergency situations where specific lifting equipment is lost or damaged. Also, it can be used to temporarily fasten a mooring line to a ring or post when berthing a small boat. There are many other ways to use a bowline. However, there are some advantages and disadvantages you should know about first. The knot's main advantage is it's generally considered a very reliable knot, particularly when under strain. However, the bowline is not particularly suitable in some contexts, such as when weight needs to be applied to the left or right of the standing part of the bowline. In this situation, the bowline will have a tendency to slip sideways. Let's look at this in practice. In this example, it soon becomes apparent that the bowline's inability to stay secure on the load allows the post to come adrift and fall. Another example where the bowline may be at a disadvantage is when it's not under tension for long periods of time and subject to continuous flailing movement. In this situation, the knot may inadvertently untie. However, please note that this is a rare event and you should consider the bowline a safe and secure knot. To address these shortcomings, you should consider using a number of more secure variations of the bowline that have been developed for use in safety-critical applications, or use a different knot that is specifically designed for the task other than the bowline. If you are unsure, please refer to BR67 or ask your local seamanship expert for further guidance. Let's now consider what effect the bowline has on a rope's strength in relation to the rope's breaking strain. All knots, bends and hitches reduce the strength of a rope in that portion where the knot, bend or hitch is made. This reduction varies from 40 to 60%. You should be mindful of this when putting load on the bowline knot, particularly in context to safety. This now completes the information session on the bowline. Hopefully the information and demonstrations you've just seen will assist you to improve and master tying this very useful knot. If you have any further questions on this topic, you should seek guidance from the Fleet Seamanship Training staff or contact your local seamanship trainer. Thanks for watching.